Streaming live, it says straight. Okay, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this Board of Commissioners meeting on Wednesday, September 16th to order. If everyone would please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve the reading of the last week's last meeting.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Opportunity for the public to address the board, agenda items only.
We didn't receive any agenda emails.
Ordinance, first reading, 20018.
Yes, Commissioners, this is ordinance number 267. It's a little long. We tried to shorten it up a little bit. An ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, setting forth its intent to issue its general obligation notes, Series C of 2020 in a principal amount not to exceed $4 million. Whereas the county has heretofore issued its $5,492,941 original principal amount general obligation note Series B of 2014. And whereas it is necessary that the indebtedness of the county be increased for the purposes of providing funds for a project consisting of 1, currently refunding the outstanding 2014 B note, and 2, paying the costs and expenses of the issuance of the note. Whereas the county desires to authorize the current refunding of the outstanding 2014 B note for the purpose of reducing the total debt service over the life of the 2014 note B, the 2014 B note, and whereas, and now therefore it being enacted and ordained by the board, it is hereby enacted by the authority of the same as follows. Section 1, the principal amount of the note of the county be proposed to be issued not to exceed $4 million. Section 2, the county hereby approves the project to be undertaken consisting of providing funds for 1, currently refinancing the outstanding 2014 B note, and 2, paying the cost and expenses of the issuance of the note. Section 3, said indebtedness shall be evidenced by 1 general obligation note in the principal amount not to exceed $4 million. Section 4, the note is hereby declared to be a general obligation of the county. Section 5, the county hereby covenants that it shall include the amount of debt service on the note for each fiscal year in which sums are payable in its budget for what year, for that year. Shall appropriate such funds from its general revenues for the payment of such debt service, and shall duty and punctually pay or cause to be paid from its general revenues, the principal of the note and the interest thereon at the dates and places and in the manner stated in that the note according to the true intent and meaning therefore thereof, and for such proper budgeting, appropriation, and payment, the full faith, credit, and taxing power of the county are hereby pledged. Section 9, the purchaser is hereby designated as the paying agent and sinking fund depository for the note.
Brian, nobody's on the Zoom screen right now. There's something.
I'm sorry, Commissioner?
There's a malfunction.
I'll come down.
Malfunction. It seems to be getting better now. Go ahead.
You couldn't hear me?
Your internet connection is unstable, it says.
I'll come down.
Is anyone else having problems with that?
No, you keep
No.
going.
Everybody could hear me so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Section 13, all expenses incurred in connection with the issuance of the note shall be paid out of the proceeds derived from the insurance of the note, and the chairman or vice chairman of the board is authorized to approve requests for payment of such expenses and to pay such expenses. Section 15, the county hereby appoints and engages Stevens and Lee PC to act as bond counsel to the county in connection with the issuance of the note and to facilitate the intent of this ordinance. Section 17, the proper officers of the county shall hereby authorize to execute and deliver such other documents, certificates, agreements, and other instruments, and to take such other action as may be necessary or proper to effect the completion of the financing or the intent and purposes of this ordinance. This is duly ordained and enacted on this 7th day of October 2020 for the county of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania. Mr. Chairman, here to speak on behalf of this is Attorney Brian Kozlowski.
Good morning, everybody. And Mike Vins should be on also. I think we should let Mike go through the numbers first, and then we can talk a little bit about the ordinance.
Good morning, everyone. The county issued its general obligation note, Series B of 2014, in the original amount of $5,492,941. It became callable on June of this year. The outstanding balance of the note is $3,653,439.76. It's payable, it amortizes over the term of the note through May 1st of 2030. We run a simple high to low refinancing, just going from a higher interest rate to a lower interest rate. Based on where we are in current market rates, we're near historic lows. We think it's going to net approximately $115,000 to the county. I know Tom has talked to you about this at some workshops. So what we did was we issued a request for proposals to local institutions, local banking institutions, to provide a fixed rate for the remaining term of that. The new refunding note would go out to May 1, 2030. So we wouldn't extend the note again. We would just keep the exact same term. We would just realize debt service savings by going from a higher interest rate to a lower interest rate. And based on where we receive these proposals, which are due, and I apologize, which are due on October 2nd, we would provide a synopsis and summary to the county, and simply recommend going with the bank that provides the lowest interest rate to the county. And that would be in front of you for consideration at your October 7th meeting. Again, not extending the term, going from a higher interest rate to a lower interest rate, just going with whoever provides the county through a competitive process with the lowest interest rate. And I'd be happy to answer any questions. Tom, do you have anything to add to that?
Only that I'm aware that the RFP, I know, has been at least received by local banks. I'm not sure who's going to participate, but I have received a couple notices by email of people who were happy to get the RFP and get the opportunity locally.
Everything is good with this, Mr. Durkin?
This is all good. Again, we don't need to do anything today. This is just first reading of the ordinance. It's just
Right.
kind of a parameters reading, because we won't really know what the final numbers are until the responses are received on October 2nd.
Okay,
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
And we will update this ordinance for the second reading with the final numbers, the amortization. You'll know the final savings before the final and second reading.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any
Take
questions?
care.
Okay.
Nope.
Reading, we're not required to vote on this, correct, Frank?
No, not today.
Not for them.
All right, moving on, resolution 200198.
Yes, Commissioners, this is approving the current payables. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County General Fund numbers 308-798-309-560 inclusive, totaling $2,329,219.17. Electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $5,556,063.75. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Mr. Chairman.
Does anyone have any questions on the current payables?
Nope.
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve
I'll make the motion.
Second.
on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 200189.
Entering into a memorandum of understanding with the Scranton Police Department. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Scranton Police Department for the application and implementation of the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, JAG 2020, to be issued for the purchase of automated license plate readers. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Here to speak on that is the City of Scranton's Grant Manager, Maggie Perry.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
The Scranton Police Department is requesting a memorandum of understanding be signed between the county and SPD for the implementation of the Edward Byrne Justice Assistance Grant funding. This funding will be used to purchase license plate reader systems in 3 additional patrol cars. SPD currently has 2 systems in the highway cars, and this would enhance the department with 3 additional systems.
Sounds great. Anybody have any questions for Maggie?
No, actually don't.
Nope.
All right. Entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Um,
I'll second. Sorry.
There's issues with his computer. So if you guys just want to make a vote on it.
On the question,
Yeah,
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
thank you.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you. My computer keeps.
Trace, maybe go have somebody go look at his computer or something.
I already had Doreen send the request down to IT.
Okay.
Well, he can come over here and sit with me if he wants.
I told her that too.
Okay.
Thank
I'll put
you.
a mask on. I'll put a mask on.
You could put him at Brian's desk. Brian probably has that already pulled up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting, Brian's right here. I can hear Brian's computer. He's about 30 seconds behind us.
Downton?
Brian, the one Brian's listening to at his desk. He can hear it, but he's about probably 20 or 30 seconds behind us.
Yeah, he's on YouTube.
He's on YouTube though.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay.
Computer probably.
All right. Well, Brian and I are both looking at each other. That answers that.
There he is.
Hey, sir.
Jerry, you better?
Yeah, it keeps doing that on occasion. Did Brian read that or that agreement?
Yeah, and I just asked for a vote and Chris and I said aye.
Locked up again on me.
We just passed the Scranton Police Department MOU. We didn't do anything else. We were debating your computer.
Why doesn't Jerry just come down and sit here?
All right, I'm back now.
Oh, okay.
I never go. Everybody else has gone on me.
Okay, someone will be up to take a look at your computer in a second, Commissioner. We are on resolution 200190, sir.
Jerry, just so you know, we took a vote on 189 while you were having issues.
Okay, resolution 200191. Is that the one we're
No,
on?
we're on 190, sir.
190, okay.
Yes, sir. Entering into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement and memorandum of understanding between the Lackawanna County Tax Claim Bureau and the City of Scranton for collecting delinquent real estate taxes. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16, 2020. Here to speak on that is Solicitor Rosario.
Thank you, Chief Jeffers. Folks, this is part and parcel of our continued ongoing discussion with the City of Scranton regarding the Lackawanna County Tax Claim Bureau, assuming the collection of Scranton's property tax delinquencies prospectively beginning January 2021. We've had a number of discussions with the city and city officials, as well as with the tax claims office, Mr. Joyce, myself, and Chief Jeffers. The city of Scranton has passed, per their 2 or 3 required readings, their ordinance entering into the intergovernmental cooperation agreement. And the agreement again would just essentially commence January 2021. The Lackawanna County Tax Claims Bureau would begin collecting the Scranton City tax delinquencies, property tax delinquencies. The county would not be assuming or collecting any prior delinquencies on behalf of the city prior to January 1st, 2021. Those will be maintained by the city and collected in whatever fashion they deem appropriate. But for our purposes, we'll be collecting moving forward. Everything is in place, and I would recommend that the commissioners give serious consideration entering into the agreement. Thank you. If there's any questions.
Frank, I just want to know, like, what's the advantage of this? I mean, does it generate revenue for the county?
It is, Commissioner Domenick. So essentially, under the statute and by statute, the Tax Claims Bureau is able to charge a 5% fee of the total lien. 5% of the total lien is an administrative fee for the work that the Tax Claims Bureau will be undertaking. That fee is a fee which will come directly out of the tax amount collected. However, any additional fees, add-on fees for the filing fees for the liens, as well as the attorney fees associated with the preparation and filing of those liens, those are add-on costs. So those would be borne specifically by the property owner and not by the county, the city, or any of the taxing monies that's collected. So it certainly would appear to be advantageous, financially advantageous for the county, per the 5% statutory fee, which we are allowed, administrative fee, which we're allowed to collect.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Anybody have any other questions for Attorney Ruggiero?
Jeffers wants you to move.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Chris?
You're on mute, Chris.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. They're working on my computer. Resolution 200191.
Approving and authorizing the grant application to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, whereas the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve and authorize the submission of the PCCD Body Worn Camera Policy and Implementation Program Grant application by the District Attorney's Office, and whereas the overall goal of the PCCD Body Worn Camera Policy and Implementation Program is to fund up to 50% of the cost of purchase, development, implementation, and the maintenance of the body worn camera program for the Lackawanna County District Attorney's Office Detective Division. Whereas Lackawanna County does hereby authorize Lackawanna County District Attorney Mark Powell, Esquire, to accept, sign, and authorize all documents related to this grant award. Now therefore be it resolved by the authority of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the submission of this application, and it is hereby resolved by the authority of the same, that the District Attorney of said municipality authority be authorized and directed to sign the acceptance of this award, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16, 2020. Here to speak on that, Commissioners, is District Attorney Mark Powell and Karina Haverswright.
Thank you all. Good morning. We are just in the infancy stage of this grant, but we are seeking body cams for our Lackawanna County detectives, and this is the initial step. The funding would help offset the gross cost of the body cams. We're hoping to receive funding for 50% of the cameras. The 50% remaining balance will be paid by the district attorney's forfeiture account and not affect Lackawanna County's budget. This is in its initial process. We're optimistic we'll get the award and be able to implement our detectives with body cameras. And therefore, I respectfully request the approval of 20-0191.
Anyone have any questions for District Attorney Powell?
Do not.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank you
thank
all.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Resolution 200192.
Entering into an agreement with Lions Strategic, whereas the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve this proposal and enter into an agreement for services on behalf of the District Attorney's Office with Lions Strategic in the amount of $7,250. And whereas the proposal and agreement for services with Lions Strategic will support administrative oversight, marketing, and public relations for implementation of the vital strategies and Pitt, Peru Community Mobilization for Harm Reduction Grant Program, a grant which was previously approved by this Board of Commissioners. Whereas Lackawanna County is hereby authorized Lackawanna County District Attorney Mark Powell Esquire to accept, sign, and authorize all documents related to this proposal and agreement for services. And now therefore be it resolved by the authority of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the proposal and agreement for services, and it is hereby resolved by authority of the same that the District Attorney of said municipality authority be authorized and directed to sign the proposal and agreement for services. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Here once again to speak on that is District Attorney Powell.
Thank you. This is the Naloxone Grant that has been previously approved and awarded to the District Attorney's Office. A part of that $50,000 grant was a proposal for the administrative costs. This request for Lions Strategic is to enter into an agreement to have them administrate the grant, essentially make distribution of the naloxone, publicize it, and make sure that they're grant compliant. It will be 100% paid for by the grant. There's no additional expense. It's just authority to enter into a contract. Lion Strategic is involved heavily with the Lackawanna County Recovery Coalition, was in part successful in our application and obtaining the grant. And this just allows for the administration so we can distribute the naloxone and save lives. Therefore, I would ask for the approval of 2192.
Anyone have any questions for Mr.?
No questions?
No,
No, okay.
I think it's,
Entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Take care, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, resolution 200193.
Approving area agency on aging provider and professional agreements. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the Department of Human Services area agency on aging provider and professional service agreements for fiscal year 2020 through 2023 as attached here too. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Here to speak on that is Director Jason Kavulich.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Jason.
We're here to review a few of our agreements. The first is our mediation agreement. Mediation services are used as an alternative to court interventions and help us with our protective services investigations, cases, and some of the more difficult, challenging work we face at the agency. Our contract is with Mr. Anthony Labasi. He's an experienced mediator and trained and certified, and he is an expert in these matters when it comes to family court. Any questions on Mr. Labasi's contract?
No.
The next item up is the Kaiser Valley Community Center. We are looking to provide some alternative space because of the restrictions we are under regarding our senior centers in the COVID pandemic. Basically, we are reduced to the number of people we can have at each facility. The Kaiser Valley Community Center offers a strategic location, and it allows us to service individuals from North and West Scranton and West Mountain, as well as Taylor and Old Forge conveniently to make sure that we have adequate space to meet everyone's needs in terms of our senior centers. Any questions on the Kaiser Valley Community Center?
No.
Met's Culinary is our next contract. That contract provides us our congregate meals to all of our senior centers in the community. Met's does a very good job. We have a very good relationship with them. They're very fair to us. And the older adults who receive the meals enjoy them, and we have very few complaints about the product that we're providing to our consumers. Just to let you know the scope of this program, before the pandemic, we were doing 450 meals a month with Mets. We are right now doing about 2,700 a week with Mets. So it's an expanded program greatly because of the pandemic, and they're doing a great job for us.
Good.
And the last piece of that we have today is Meals on Wheels. We have an added program with Meals on Wheels called CHOMP. This program provides in-home services as well as an in-home meal. It is an alternative to personal care, and it helps individuals, with light housework as well as mobility checks and a few other chores around the house like dishes and taking out their trash. It's very useful for our consumers, especially the homebound individuals that have a degree of independence but need some assistance. It's affordable, it's innovative, and we really appreciate Meals on Wheels coming together with the medical college to provide this for us.
Commissioner, I believe you are still on mute. Commissioner Notarianni.
Oh, there he is.
No, he's having more problems. Commissioner Domenick, do you just want to take control of the meeting for right now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Nope.
For Jason? I'll take a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I guess I'll second the motion on the question.
I think Commissioner Notarianni, can you hear us? Then put your hand up for a second. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you all.
Commissioner Domenick, we are on 200195.
Okay. Do we want to wait, or what do you want to do?
No, we'll go ahead with it.
Okay.
Right. Jason,
Actually,
I'm sorry, we're on 200194. My mistake.
Correct.
This is approving the Office of Youth and Family Services Provider and Professional Agreements. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the Department of Human Services Office of Youth and Family Services Provider and Professional Service Agreements for the fiscal year 2020 through 2021 as attached here too. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Here to speak on that is Director William Browning.
Good morning, Commissioners. These are a number of the routine contracts that we maintain every year regarding foster care resources and placement resources, as well as homelessness services. We're required to contract with potential providers. And then that's why there's not a cap. Some of these providers will use, others we may not have a single child in the placement. But we are required to contract with all of them. They also include some JPO placements as well. The Impact Project in Mid-Atlantic are specific to juvenile probation.
That one, okay. All right. I'm back.
We're at the point where, does anybody have any questions on the issue?
No.
All right, Jerry, there you go.
Okay.
Now I'll move on to the professional contracts. The CWIS sharing agreement, this is required by the state, saying that we'll protect the privileged information. This is signed annually. And then the University of Scranton contract, it's our continuing contract to assist us with research on programs to test, to examine the validity and application of those services. In this case, it's for our Arts Engage program, the program that's been going on since 2008. We began this arrangement with the University of Scranton last year. We came up with some metrics, and this year they will be following up with those metrics to give us feedback on this program. That's it.
Okay.
Is that it, Mr. Browning?
That's it.
Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Browning?
No.
Do not.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, resolution 200195.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Just awarding the drug and alcohol audit. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby award the drug and alcohol audit for the year ended December 31st, 2020 to Michael Barbetti LLC Dunmore at a cost not to exceed $12,000. Adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Here to speak on that, Commissioners, is Director Barbara Durkin.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing well today. I'm looking for my office, the Lackawanna Susquehanna Office of Drug and Alcohol Programs, to enter into an audit with Michael A. Barbetti LLC, Certified Public Accountants, for calendar year ending December 31st, 2020. We've been using Barbetti for the last couple of years to do our audit, and we've had no problems with them. They've been very good to work with. They understand our program. We're hoping in the next couple of years that we'll perhaps retain another agency to do this, but at this point, we're looking to enter into contract with Barbetti for our calendar year 2020, 2020 audit. Are there any questions on that?
No.
I unfortunately have one, but Barb, you indicated that down the road you'd be looking for a replacement. Is there any particular reason why?
Well, not necessarily looking for a replacement. I think we'll put it out to bid and see if any other accountants would perhaps be better to work with.
And actually, you know, the rules kind of state that to have an accountant continually do it every 2 or 3 years is after that it gets to be kind of it can be concerned. So we're, you know, that's a good idea on your part, Barbara. But
Barbetti's doing a good job for you as of right now.
Absolutely. Correct. I have no problems.
No.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
A question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution 200197.
Yes, Commissioners, this is extending the term of KOZ parcels at the Valley View Business Park. The resolution extending the term of exemptions, deductions, abatements, and credits for real property, earned income tax, net profits, mercantile, and business privilege taxes within a specific geographic area in the borough of Archbold, Lackawanna County, designated as a Keystone Opportunity Expansion Zone, also known as KOEZ, or Keystone Opportunity Improvement Zone, KOIZ, in order to foster economic opportunities, stimulate industrial, commercial, and residential improvements, and prevent physical and infrastructural deterioration within areas of the borough of Archbold, Lackawanna County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, upon certain terms and conditions. Whereas the County of Lackawanna, Pennsylvania recognizes the need to encourage investment in a defined geographical area of the borough of Archbold, Lackawanna County, and has set forth Attachment A, that are experiencing distress characterized by one or more of the following: high unemployment, low investment of new capital, blighted conditions, underutilized, obsolete, or abandoned industrial, commercial, and residential structures, deteriorated tax base. And whereas the extended parcels consists of unoccupied portions of a KOEZ or KOIZ within the borough of Archbold, which KOEZ or KOIZ expires on December 31st, 2020. And whereas the Keystone Opportunity Zone, Keystone Opportunity Expansion Zone, and Keystone Opportunity Improvement Zone Act, as amended hereinafter referred to as the Act, authorizes political subdivisions to apply to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for an extension of the term of the applicable benefits. within the respective unoccupied portions of the KOEZ or KOIZ, granting exemptions, deductions, abatements, or credits for all local taxes identified in the Act. And whereas approval of extending the term of the benefits for the extended period as provided in the Act will result in improving the economic, physical, and social conditions within the subject KOEZ or KOIZ by stimulating existing business opportunities, business employment, creating new employment, and diminishing blight. And whereas it is expected that the increased private and public sector investors will reverse the disinvestment and conditions of blight of the extended parcel by the termination date of the extended term. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County that effective as of this date, September 16, 2020, contingent only upon DCED's approval of the application for the proposed term of the extended parcel of the existing KOEZ or KOIZ, the term of the extended parcel is extended for a period of 7 years from the date of occupancy of the extended parcel or expiration of the KOEZ or KOIZ, whichever occurs first, as determined by the department. The following provisions shall apply to the extended term once the extended parcel is occupied. Number one, real property tax on the extended parcel is 100% exempt. Such exemption to terminate December 31st, 2027. Number two, the following shall be exempt in accordance with provisions and limitations set forth within the Act relative to the extended parcel. A, business gross receipts tax from operations conducted by a qualified business within the extended parcel. B, business privilege tax. C, tax on the earned income received by a resident of the extended parcel. D, tax on the net profits of a qualified business attributable to business activity conducted within the expansion zone. E, mercantile license tax attributable to business activity by a qualified business conducted within the extended parcel. F, tax on occupancy or use within the extended parcel. G, sales and use tax for purchases used and consumed by a qualified business within the extended parcel. Benefits to begin January 1st, 2021 and to end December 31st, 2027. Number three, the provisions of this Act not herein enumerated shall nevertheless be incorporated as part of this ordinance by a reference. This resolution shall be effected upon execution, conditioned upon the approval of DCED of the application, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Here to speak on that from the Chamber of Commerce is the Scranton Plan Economic Development Specialist, Bruce Reddick.
Mr. Jeffers, thank you very much. Good morning, Commissioners. I just want to thank you for your time this morning. As Mr. Jeffers had mentioned, we do have a number of KOZ parcels that are going to be expiring at the end of this calendar year, December 31st, 2020. The KOZ program has been arguably our most valuable marketing tool in attracting new businesses to Lackawanna County. So currently we have 6 parcels that are set to expire at the end of this year. 5 of those parcels located in Jessup Borough. Valley View School Board agreed to extend those 5 parcels. Jessup Borough felt that they did not want to extend those. So those 5 parcels are off the table. There is one single parcel located in the borough of Archbald that we're here to talk about. It's a 39-acre site. We're looking at an extension of 7 years. We have already received approvals from both Archbald Borough and the Valley View School District. Again, the KOZ program has been arguably our most valuable marketing tool, and it certainly gives us that competitive advantage to be one up on other counties across the Commonwealth, but also other parts of the country. Just a real quick rundown on the impact that the KOZ program has benefited, or how it has benefited Lackawanna County. The current taxes generated out of our 2 business parks, and we're talking present day currently, looking at about $651,000 just to Lackawanna County. At the end of this calendar year, 2020, there are going to be a number of actual properties that are already developed that their KOZ status will be removed. That total assessment is about $4.5 million. And that number for Lackawanna County that you will see an increase in taxes will be about $290,000. When we add those 2 numbers up, current taxes plus what we'll see at the end of this calendar year, next year, you're probably looking somewhere in the ballpark of about $943,000. And that's just based on our developments up in Jessup and Archbald Borough. So again, we have that one singular site. It's a 39-acre site located in R12 borough. State legislation allows for us to ask for a minimum of 7 years, maximum of 10 years. We want to be a fair and a good partner with the county, so our request is for a 7-year extension. And again, that is the minimum that the Commonwealth would allow for.
Anyone have any questions for Bruce?
No,
No?
Okay, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
motion.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Bruce.
Commissioners, thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution 200199.
Approving the filing of a multimodal transportation grant application for the Blakely Main Avenue Rehabilitation Project. Whereas Lackawanna County is interested in pursuing and promoting economic development and revitalization within Lackawanna County. And whereas Lackawanna County is submitting a grant application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development through the Multimodal Transportation Grant Program in the amount of $543,000 to renovate, construct new sidewalks, purchase and install appropriate lighting, create ADA curb cuts, and create new linkage to the Lackawanna Heritage Trail. And whereas Lackawanna County hereby authorizes the chairman of Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners to sign and authorize all documents and accept any awards related to this multimodal transportation grant project. And now, therefore, be it resolved this 16th day of September 2020 that the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners does hereby approve the submission of this application to the Multimodal Transportation Grant Program, adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Here to speak on that is Director of Economic Development, Brenda Sacco.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
This resolution is authorizing the submission of the multimodal transportation grant application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. And again, it's for the Blakely Main Avenue Rehabilitation Project for $640,543. This project would assist in replacing the current retaining wall and the construction of new sidewalks and creating a direct and safer linkage to the Lackawanna Heritage Trail, which is directly across the street. Any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, no questions. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Okay. Resolution 200200.
Approving the filing of a multimodal transportation grant application for the Lackawanna Avenue Rehabilitation Project. Whereas the Lackawanna County is interested in pursuing and promoting economic development and revitalization within Lackawanna County, and whereas Lackawanna County is submitting a grant application to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development through the Multimodal Transportation Grant Program in the amount of $867,373 to remove and construct a retaining wall, construct sidewalks and a crosswalk, and install necessary lighting. And whereas Lackawanna County hereby authorizes the chairman of the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners to sign and authorize all documents and accept any awards related to this multimodal transportation grant project, contingent upon receiving a funding match waiver from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development or a funding commitment letter from the city of Scranton. And now therefore be it resolved the 16th day of September 2020 that the Lackawanna County Board of Commissioners does hereby approve the submission of this application to the Multimodal Transportation Grant Program adopted at a regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020. Commissioners, once again, here is Director Sacco.
So this is another multimodal grant that we're going to be submitting to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. This is for the Lackawanna Avenue project. And again, this project is a much needed project of rehabilitation and construction of the retaining wall, sidewalks, and addressing many safety concerns around the current configuration that is there. We are going to submit both grants by the due date September 30th. Any questions?
That's something that we're required to do, isn't it, Brenda, that particular project?
It's a project that's much needed. We had received 351,000 previously in another multimodal grant. Unfortunately, the cost to do all of that reconstruction was much more, totaling more of 1.2 million. So to be able to actually complete this project and start this project, we would need this additional funding.
Brenda, you want to explain to the commissioners about the contingencies placed on it?
Yeah. So what is required is either a 30% match from the city of Scranton or a fee waiver from DCED where we would not have to pay the match, the 30%. We will be submitting a match request letter at the time of the application, and we're hoping that we will have that waiver for both grants. And if we are awarded and they decide not to give us the waiver, then we would need a commitment letter from the city of Scranton stating that they would have the funds for the match piece.
Anything else? Anyone have any questions for Brenda?
Oh,
No.
Okay, well, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Brenda, will you just stick around for the workforce board?
Sure.
In case they have any questions, thank you.
Okay, resolution 200196.
These are appointments to the Workforce Development Board. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby appoint the following individuals to the Workforce Development Board, all representing the business sector, with terms to commence on October 1st, 2020 and expire on September 30th, 2022. Sophia Fives, local franchise owner of Dunkin' Donuts, 1510 Main Street, Dixon City. Kathy Gavin, owner of Sterna's Restaurant, 120 West Market Street, Scranton. Robert Walker, owner and CEO of RJ Walker Company, 1555 North Kaiser Avenue, Scranton. And Brian Walsh, general manager and partner of Matt Burney Honda, 1110 Wyoming Avenue, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Adopted at the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County held on September 16th, 2020.
Anyone have?
Chairman.
Well, I mean, we are out of compliance with the regulations for Workforce Development Board at this point, correct?
Correct. Unfortunately, some of our business members needed to resign due to some of the needs of their businesses related to COVID and their need to focus more within their business. And that made us out of compliance. So we needed additional members on the business side to be in compliance with the state requirement.
Anybody have any other questions for Brenda?
No.
Nope.
No. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Opportunity for the public to address the board. Ms. Hart?
Okay, we received 3 emails. So the first one is from Patricia Lynn Nestor. She said, thank you to whomever made the attempt to update the sheriff's website about the concealed carry permits. There is notification on the sheriff's website about needing an appointment. However, there is no link to a PDF instruction sheet right below it, which still states that walk-ins are available and no mention of an appointment. If someone does a Google search, Lackawanna County concealed carry permit, this instruction PDF is the second link. Someone could easily miss the update when they follow the instruction sheet and they don't click over to the sheriff's office site. I would also like to remind the commissioners that on July 6th of 2020, they took an oath to, quote, support, obey, and defend the Constitution, end quote. I didn't hear any clauses making exclusions for really scary viruses. There's over $3 trillion in CARES Act money available. Maybe some of it could be used in addition to what I already pay in taxes to get the sheriff's office some help in these unprecedented times. Speaking of money, while I was entertaining myself with your swearing in video on YouTube, I also watched one where you gave away $53,000 in grant money to the arts. Most of these events, like the St. Patrick's Day Parade, the Italian Festival, Santa Parade, etc., have been canceled. Is the grant money being returned? What happens to it? Maybe that could be used to help the sheriff process applications. Anyway, you took an oath to support the Constitution. That is an action word. I expect action and not lip service. You are under oath to help. I noticed Debbie did not give any lip service about my email because she didn't say anything at all. Best regards.
I can answer these questions other than the last line for Commissioner Domenick. We did go over this a couple, last 2 weeks ago. I will reach out to the webmaster again and make sure that that PDF is taken down about walk-ins are available and that the appointments are put back up there. I have to remind everyone that the courthouse is by appointment only. There's nothing that the commissioners can do about that. Our own building here is by appointment only. We do have walk-ins available for different items, but most of it is by appointment only. There is also a courthouse in this building. And the sheriff's office is doing almost 3 times more a day than in permits than what they were doing pre-COVID. It is what it is. There's not much that the commissioners can do about it other than to reach out to the sheriff, which I did again and asked him to talk to Miss Nestor and get her an available appointment as soon as he possibly can. As far as the grant money goes, we did give the grant money away to all those individuals in January. You know, our priorities in March when, you know, COVID hit us was to secure everything down and not start asking for the money back. We are intent on letting them keep their money for 2020, and the commissioners will then reevaluate whether they get the same amounts or any amounts in 2021. There would be no reason for these organizations to have spent this money, like the writer says, and we agree with that. So the commissioners will take that up in January of 2021, whether they receive any more funding. The last part is not for me to comment on. That would be.
I just want to say that I believe our chief of staff has been very thorough in answering that question. So lip service from me is not required.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Ms.
Ms.
Hart?
Hart?
Okay, my next email is from Diana Dakey. Actually, the next 2 emails are both about the liquefied natural gas, which Attorney Ruggiero answered eloquently and quite well at the last meeting. But we received 2 more emails this time around. One of them is from Diana Dakey of Glenburn Township. And she sent an email with about 6 attachments, which I will forward to everyone. But I will read her one attachment, and it says, you know, thank you for the opportunity to comment. As you are aware from the thorough press coverage and my comments to this board last month, a developer, New Fortress Energy, plans to build a facility in Wyalusing Township in Bradford County to make large quantities of LNG for export and to move it overland in tanker trucks or rail cars, whereas they did not have to disclose their routes in order to get DEP permits. Their consultant's traffic study indicates that Route 611 is probable, and any combination of rail tracks is also possible. We are talking about large quantities. The developer purports to make 3.5 to 4 million gallons of liquefied natural gas per day. The factory calls for 18 truckload out bays. Based on remarks by a company representative and our own calculations, we can expect there to be 15 filled trucks per hour, 24 hours a day, 365 days per year going south, and an equal number of trucks returning. We bear the safety risk. Liquefied natural gas, once filled and mixed with air, forms a flammable vapor cloud. The high hazard zone is 1 mile from the spill. That is, if one can predict the movement of an LNG vapor cloud. An evacuation zone must be twice that. There has not been a project of this type anywhere in the United States. Liquefied natural gas is normally made at a coastal port at the end of a pipeline. Mass overland hauling of liquefied natural gas for export is experimental and at our expense. Our cost would be the loss of life, property, Main Street business closures, air quality harm from truck exhaust, noise, inability to parallel park, road damage, road construction, altered municipal ambiance, decreased property values, and of course, cost to upgrade emergency response capacity. The New Fortress Energy project needs to be stopped. Neither DEP, PennDOT, nor any state agency can stop the movement of hazardous liquefied natural gas from Wyalusing Township to New Jersey along public roads. And the federal government just allowed the movement of liquefied natural gas by rail car despite overwhelming opposition. I am here to ask you to please pass a resolution to ask the DRBC to vote to disapprove this project. Governor Wolf is one of the 5 voting members on the Delaware River Basin Commission. The resolution passed by Clark Summit Borough can serve as a model resolution. Whether you make that resolution as written or one of your own composition, I urge you to pass this. By passing a resolution, you risk nothing. This is a non-binding expression of your opinion. It is a request to Governor Wolf that he take a specific official action. You are not interfering with interstate commerce. I urge you to take a prompt action. As you know, the Delaware River Basin Commission voted last Thursday to place a stay on the construction of Dock 2, delaying a vote until a future business meeting. That could be December or it could be sooner. There is another reason for your prompt action. New Fortress Energy has just applied to DEP for a permit extension in order to be permitted past January of 2021. The permit extension is for the factory phase of the project, specifically the air quality permit. We would like the DRBC to stop the business plan of New Fortress Energy before DEP grants a permit extension and the factory gets built. It is far easier to stop something before it is built. So in her email, she sent the resolution from Clark Summit Borough and statements and editorials and fact sheets. So I could send all that to everybody. And,
Thanks, Tracy.
and the third email is the same. It's from Miss Scasalotti, who emailed at the last meeting, and it is similar. She just states in her email that she would also like us to pass a resolution, and she includes the Clark Summit resolution that they adopted. And that's all.
Okay,
Thank you, Trace.
thanks, Trace.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
Tracy, let me, if I can, maybe just to briefly respond to those emails. And again, the sum and substance does not change from what we described last month. We understand the concerns raised by each of the emails and the authors of the emails. However, I think we view it, and I view it from my perspective as solicitor, with a potential interference of interstate and intrastate commerce. And notwithstanding whether we agree with the statements made within the documents and within the emails, that is something outside of the county commissioner's regulation. So I understand when the author suggests that by issuing a resolution, we really risk nothing, but a resolution without impact, I would respectfully submit, does not have any significant impact upon which, it doesn't contain any force and any substance. So in that regard, other than advising of what the county commissioner's position may be, presuming they were agreeable, it really would have no force and effect. So I think it needs to remain as it has, and it is with the federal government as well as the state government. And if rules and regulations change and it requires or allows for the commissioners to get involved or to have some meaningful impact in that discussion, then I think each of the commissioners would be certainly willing to have that discussion and remain open about some, possible resolutions related to the same.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, no other public questions, Trace?
No, that was it.
Okay. Commissioners, other business. Ms. Domenick,
I have nothing.
Mr. Chermak?
Two little things. Last week I was honored to, or the last meeting, honored to read the proclamation for our suicide awareness. Saturday, we had an event for the Northeast Suicide Prevention Initiative at Naog Park. It was a nice event. A lot of people turned out in support of suicide awareness. And with that, I've been talking with Kathy Wallace, which is running that, and our person at the department, our Department of Human Services, the Behavioral Health, Intellectual Disability Early Intervention Group, Marion Colbert. And we're going to be talking about a Lackawanna County Suicide Task Force that they've been wanting to do for a long, long time. So I'm anxious to get with them and see how we can do this. So working on that, so I'll keep you posted. And then second, just a congratulations to our chief of Scranton, Carl Graziano, on his retirement. His 28 years plus service. Great guy. I wish him well in the future. He's going to be starting a position at Lackawanna College. So I wish him well there and everything else in the future for Carl. Great guy. So congratulations. And that's all I have today.
Okay, thank you all. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Commissioners, if I may, real quick, just talking about the ballot. We are receiving calls about the mail-in ballots or any ballots when they're going to be ready. The ballots are being held up. I'm sure that Don and Frank could speak on this, but the ballots are being held up for a lawsuit with the Green Party. We're hoping that the ballots come in as quickly as possible. Right now, as we speak, we have over 36,000 mail-in applications. So we're asking the public to be patient. As soon as we get the ballots in, the voter registration department will get those ballots in the mail. Don?
That is correct, Chief. We received a court order actually Monday prohibiting us from certifying the ballot at this point because there is a court case going on regarding the candidate on the Green Party for president and for vice president, and it's on appeal to the upper courts. So until that's decided, we're kind of at a hold. We can't print the ballots until they're certified.
We can't print the ballots. And just so everybody knows, the 36,000 applications is about 2,000 more than what we received in the primary. So we have not even pushed the mail-ins yet. We started with one advertisement in the paper this past week. We will be pushing that out even more in the future, but it seems to me that the numbers will be very high as far as the applications go.
But we did prepare for it. We increased our office space. We increased some employees in the meantime for that office. We got another high-speed scanner.
We're just waiting. We're kind of in limbo here. We're processing the applications. That's it.
And in the primary election, we were done quickly as opposed to many other counties in the Commonwealth. We actually got the job done really well then, and I think we'll be able to do the same thing again.
That's correct, Commissioner. Yeah, actually, in the primary, Commissioner, we were the second largest county to report to the state the results. So we were ahead of the game.
Beautiful. All right, thank you. Anybody have anything else?
You have to have a motion for adjournment.
Thanks.
So moved. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.